I could re-demo the Copilot type stuff. I made some improvements this week since I only had an hour last week. So it's got a little bit more context and it's moving a little faster now. Um, so like if we're in here and it'll just, it knows how to suggest measures a little bit better. It is actually suggesting, for the most part, proper stuff. Um, I don't have like a really killer demo for it or anything, but the other interesting thing I realized is that if you're editing SQL and you just throw in a comment like age, gender, and order items, count, limit, 10 or something, like you don't really know how to write SQL, but you know basically what you want, that it should be able to just you know, guess at what you need
Yeah.
and give you a query. So it has you can kind of use the comments like a normal Copilot um, does. You just throw a comment of what you kind of want and it'll fill it in.
Richard, how does it know our syntax? Are we feeding it like our model structure, or is it literally just learning from the file that it's in?
So last week it was just learning from the file that it was in. This week I've thrown a bunch of documentation at it and I have some snippets that are in there. And then like it's not going to be perfect, but then also I upgraded the model to a more recent model, so hopefully like it's trained on more of our documentation since the model's from only a couple months ago.
And when you say docs, do
So
you mean developer docs, or do you mean our public doc?
I mostly pulled snippets from our public doc because unfortunately it doesn't have access to the open internet, so I had to just like copy snippets of our docs into
Yep.
some prompts. But it seems to work pretty well.
Yeah, yeah. Our
Yeah.
docs are a little bit behind in terms of
Yeah.
arguments, but hopefully not after 2 weeks from now.
Uh, if I wasn't being lazy, we could probably write something more, specific, catered to what this needs to know anyway. Like,
Yep.
but yeah, and then so we're basically when you make in the YAML editor, it gets all that plus what's behind and in front of your cursor. And then if you're in the SQL editor, I'm basically passing the schema in order for it to know what it has available, which I can totally see people not wanting, but I think that we would just need to make this optional.
Does it write on the SQL editor, Richard? Does it work for both like the dialect SQL and for Omni SQL? Like, does it prefer to write just dialect SQL in there?
Yeah, it knows what dialect it's writing right now, but I haven't fed in the Omni operators yet. I just figured it was going to make things a little bit more sketchy.
Mhm. That's really cool. Should we just put a little like AI icon at the top of the SQL thing that basically stubs out the comment? Featureize it. Then we'll play with it a bit first.
Yeah.
All right, I thought we were moving away from encouraging the Omni operators.
We are for dialect SQL tabs. I was more just curious, like if you happened to start a UI query and then go into like editing that UI query, like editing it in the SQL editor, what it would do, because that has all the Omni syntax in it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, it would have access to your SQL query, so it would know at least that we're doing weird stuff, and I don't know how well it would handle that.
I'll play with it.
One quick point of feedback is, and this is like for VS Code too, so not unique to your implementation, Richard, but it'd be really nice if there was some indicator that like AI was working, because that I experience this a lot coding as well, where it's like unclear if anything's happening in the background.
Yeah, that seems. I've had the same thought, especially because like I just changed to a faster model, but before that it was like very, very slow, and it is kind of Like, am I waiting for AI or did it not have a good suggestion? Because I've, instructed it not to give suggestions if it doesn't have anything smart to say. So yeah, I think that would be nice. I just need like a cool sparkle icon that animates.
Just blobby bouncing in the
Oh
side.
yeah, that'd be good. Jared, you're
I
on.
got you. Yeah, let me know.